Anytime, anytime. I thought we already started, so yeah, you shoot.
So yeah, I would like to ask you, how was your experience with Rebelde? Like, do you love to be a part of it?
Yes, I totally loved it. I think that was actually my first long project. It was a long soap opera. It was a long series that we can call it nowadays. And it was a fantastic experience because I was just coming out from school, from Televisa school, El SEA, which you already probably know or heard about it, which is a fantastic school. And I had a great time. It was the first long project, as I said, and it was a great experience because Pedro Damian, the producer, made this happen with no audio prompter. We will all have everything memorized, which soap operas are so fast paced that most of the time, or most of the producers use prompters. And in this case, this soap opera, everything was memorized. So a lot of things happened with the characters that were growing and they were getting to know each other, that it was a great experience for me personally. Not only it was my first long project, but it was also a very good platform and very good experience. And so far we can call it, my graduation education right after school, because it was a fantastic experience for me. Just think about it. We're here talking about a project that it was
15 years ago. Yeah.
15 years ago. Yeah. That tells you the greatness and the magnitude of the project and how impacted everybody's life that was on it.
Yeah.
I guess the last time I talked to Stefania, she's from Stefania, it's from the same town that I'm from in Mexico, which is northern Mexico. It's called Monterrey. She's from the same city, so we got along pretty well because we had the same accent, northern Mexico, which is very marked. I think the last time was like I want to say a year ago that I was in Mexico City, and with Angelique, it's been longer than that. I think like a year and a half or 2 years ago that I interviewed her for some of the projects she was doing, or a magazine or something like that. But we don't have a lot of contact since we're in different cities. I'm in Texas. I live in San Antonio, Texas now. And last year I went to Mexico City. You're probably familiar with the Masked Singer in Quien, la mascara in Mexico. And I was doing the backstage. So I was there and I got to see a lot of my ex colleagues in Mexico.
You live in Texas, so you have to know Luka Doncic.
Oh, of course. Of course. And he's in Dallas.
So I have like another question for you, if you let me. So do you know any song of Rebelde? Did you go like in any concert, in Rebelde concert?
I went to 2 concerts. I'm not a singer. Thanks to civilization and to society, I'm not a singer. But I went to 2 concerts in Monterrey. And I guess it's one of the best experience I've ever had in my entire life. It was absolutely incredibly full. It was amazing. The vibe that was there was just unbelievable. And at that point, we were so busy filming, and all the time, like every day, we were so busy with that we didn't get a sense of really what was happening out there with with Rebelde, how much it was impacting, and how much it was, how many viewers were actually watching. You see, as an actor, when you're in set, you don't get that feeling, that feedback right away. So for me, it was one of the first times that I was at a concert, and Rebelde concert, or RBD, and I just remember, getting so much hate, and wait a minute, and getting so much hate because really they hated my character. They hated it in a good way. They hated, that I was making Selina's life difficult. So they were like, I hate you, Augusto. I was like, wait a minute, yeah, I'm not in character right now, but I am. But it was so good that single event made me think that I was doing my job good, because that was my job, to be a bad guy, to be to get that feedback from the character. And I always my character always made Selina's life difficult, and that you could see that when I was in events like that. So, but it was just a great experience. It was undescribable, just watching how much Rebelde created an audience on, and again, look at us now. We're here 15 years later or so.
Yeah, and like people from the concert like say to you that they hate you, or
well, not me, the character.
Does the people recognize you on the street? Like, hey, you are Augusto from Rebelde.
Very little, very little. It's not that much. I get it more for what I do nowadays, and I'm more on the reporter side, so I'm on the other side now. But no, not anymore. I guess I've changed.
yeah, but you have like the eyes like the same. That's why we found you.
if they ask and I tell them, yes, I did, they're like, I hated you. Oh my God, you were so mean to Selena. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go again. No, it was just a character. But no, I don't get it that much. I have to remind people, or I have to tell them. Actually, when I, every now and then when they ask me, like, what did you do? And, kind of a past experience, when I tell them, it comes to mind right away. But no, not on the streets, not anymore.
Yeah, okay. And my question for you is like, what's your like best part, and can you share us like the bad part of Rebelde, like the backstage? Like, do you have like any bad day with the cast, or like if you want to share some memories?
Yeah, there's always bad and there's always good and bad. There's if you don't say there's something bad, obviously there has to be something not true on your statement. But mostly it was a great experience. As I said, it was my first long project. So at the beginning, you want to do everything right. You want to give the extra mile. You want to show off. You want to show your talents. You want to make the director happy. You want to have your lines memorized. I guess just like any other project, bad things that somebody else could see, it was long filming. Sometimes it was just traveling or being there for hours. But as an actor, you're trained, most of your training is to wait. You have to be patient. if you're in this career, if you're in any TV or filming industry, because most of your training has to be with you, with waiting, and you're probably going to wait long hours, and at the end you're going to be the last one to film your scene. But I guess the good parts and the bad parts, but mostly it was a great family. It was great experience personally. I learned a lot from it. And when you're coming out from school, you think like everything is going to be with prompter and you're going to have everything, you're kind of spoiled. And when I got to Pedro Damian's production, and everything was memorized, you just they throw you a cold water bucket, and you're like, no, memorize it, and then we'll go with you. So that was a down part for me, but in the rest, I worked with great directors, great actors, made a lot of friends. For me, it was a fantastic experience.
How was your life changed after Rebelde? Like, do you get like some other roles in telenovelas or films, or no?
Yeah, I did. Right after, I kept working. I had a pause after Rebelde, and I did, a couple of Mujer Casos de la Vida Real here, single series. I'm trying to remember within that time period. I remember right after Rebelde ended, Pedro Damian did a new, the new one was Lola, Érase una vez. Mm-hmm. And I got into that project, but I think it was like 8 months, a year after, maybe not that long, but I started right after with Lola, Érase una vez. And I kept working with Pedro Damian. So, and the good part on that, it's I got to work with Eiza Gonzalez. She's in Hollywood now. So it's been a good experience. And after Lola, I think I did a couple of more. Mariana Érase una vez. I did a couple of other projects. But just a little bit here and there.
And what is going on with your life right now? Like, what do you do for your living?
It got a twist. So I right after all those things, I went to Televisa Monterrey to a show called Gente Regia, which I did. It's a magazine show, and I did for a little bit. And after that, I came here to Televisa Univision. It was Univision. Now it's Televisa Univision. You probably know that Univision, most of the content from Televisa was in the United States. It's shown in Univision. So now both companies are together called Televisa Univision. But anyway, long story short, I started working for this company 9 years ago. Which is half of the time after Rebelde, if we're good with math. And I started working in the entertainment sports department and pretty much doing everything, but on this side of the camera. I started working in news. From there, I went to El Gordo y la Flaca, which is an entertainment show in Los Angeles, in LA, California. Went to LA for 3.5 years. I was there, and then I got back to here. And here I do entertainment. So now I get to interview most of the people I used to work with. So yes, one of the best interviews I guess I have, and it was with Maite.
My God, she's my favorite. Here's one question. Okay.
¿Cuál es tu opinión de Angelique Boyer?
Mi opinión de Angelique Boyer, in general, or just, she was my sister.
Yeah,
I know.
in general.
In general.
In general, Angelique era in Spanish or English?
You can do it in English.
In English? Angelique was my sister in Rebelde, as you all know. Angelique was like one generation below me, one class below me in SEA, and we were great friends. We actually had a really good relationship. I mean, you know how you in school, you make groups. I mean, she was part of another group, but I mean, in general, we were friends. We lost contact. We lost each other on the way. She made her career, I made mine. But in general, I think she's a beautiful girl. I think she's super talented. I think her mind was very, had the decision of what she wanted to do in life. And Rebelde was a great platform to show her talent. Now it's what she is now. It's part of what she was in Rebelde. You know, that school for her and for everybody was so great because it was so intense. It was, you know, was recording every day, every hour, that was all the time. It was super detailed, that it made whoever was there, it made him better. So that's my opinion on her. It's pretty vague, pretty general, but I think she's who she is today because of what her mind was set to become. So pretty much.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, questions.
Yeah, I have a question. How was your experience with the TV show Quien, mascara?
Oh, it was great. It was out of this world. It was fantastic. I got that out of the blue. Of course, I've been working in entertainment for the longest time, but it was an opportunity that was given to me by the company, by Univision and Televisa, now together, Televisa Univision. But it was a fantastic experience because I was the only, let me tell you about that show. Everything you see that, you know, you might think it's not true. You might think people already know who it is. We don't. Well, they don't. There is only selected people that actually get to stay in the stage when they take off the mask. So nobody knows except for some people. I was one of the lucky ones that did all the backstage interviews. I did Gloria Trevi, I did Paisi, I did Dulce Maria. I interviewed Dulce on, and I have to look for that interview too, and I'll share it to you.
Yes. What is your opinion of Rebelde on Netflix?
Oh, yeah.
Rebelde on Netflix?
Yes.
First, let me tell you, I'm going to give you my opinion on VIX, which is our Televisa Univision platform. Let me make a commercial. So I'm going to give you my opinion on VIX because it's totally free and you get all the Televisa Univision content, including Rebelde, for free. So I don't know if it's available in Slovenia, so look for it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great opportunity for people to see how was, first of all, life 18 years ago, and how that was a phenomenon. It was something that happens once every, so years. And Rebelde was one of it. I think it's a great way for you that lived it, for you to relive it for a lot of generations. And why not? Now moms and those generations can talk about their kids of projects like that.